Hello everyone, my name is Tero Pesonen from TCCA. I am here with Peter Schmitt, the CT Chair in Madrid, right after the PGPP plenary 106. Wonderful to have you with us again. Could you share a little bit what happened during this week over here?
Yes, thanks, Tero, for giving me this opportunity to make a short summary from the CT 106 related to the work with what the CT has done in the last 3 months. Maybe we could have also have prepared some short, small slides about this, which give some small indications what CT has done. Even there was not a big progress in this area of TCCA, but you see, we have a number of work ongoing in the TCCA area, and we made some progress, but still some open issues are there, which need to be developed in the next 9 months, because the deadline for the stage 3 will be frozen in September, and the code freeze will be in December next year.
Okay, all right, I'll let you get to your presentation.
Okay, so short report on the CT 106 here in Madrid. So here in short overview, what I would like to talk about. So we had low number of corrections to release 17 and earlier, and this was also first quarter of the year after release 18 freeze in June, where we had the OpenAI freeze, and the last quarter was the one where really applied also the FASMO criteria to all agreed and approved CRs. FASMO means frequent serious misoperation, so we agreed only a change if this change was related, is solving a frequent serious misoperation. And the main focus is now also in CT on release 19. So in release 19, we had this time more than 900 agreed approved CRs. If you look at the last quarter, we had only 300, and we have 28 new work items on release 19. And also some TSs and TRs were sent for information and approval. And we had on release 18, we had also some CRs, only 188 were agreed this time, much less than in the previous meeting. But it should be noted, especially in the area of TCCA, we had agreed one backward incomplete change to TS 24554. It was a title on completing user info ID type definition. And this was approved and will be incorporated in this in the TS. So maybe you need to check those of TCCA if this change affects you or not. And then we are coming to the work plan. So we have a number of work items in release 19, but only a few number of them are in the area of TCCA, and yeah, but so many of the, for example, for protocol enhancements for mission critical, and also and also for the 5G browser, we had something, and also we have started the work, so every percentage is very low, as you see here. And then we had also vehicle-mounted relays, might be also of interest of TCCA, as you need also some relays which are flexible. And then there was also a new topic on railway-specific enhancement to mission-critical services, might be also of interest for you. This is mainly in CT1, so you had to say also one. And here we start the work, so maybe it's also time for you to check here. And then we had mission critical enhancements for release 19. This is impacted by CT1, CT3, and CT4. And we had another browser support for non-public networks. So also a topic where you might be very interested. So at least, for example, CT3 has completed this work. So also time for you in TCA to check if this work item covers your part before everything marked as completed. So please check if this covers it, because I know that not many people or delegates are coming from TCA or these delegates. So please do a careful check that all these topics are somehow captured. And then there's also another issue which might be also of interest for you. This is these satellite components in 5G architecture. So the satellite access might be also for interest, and also there's a latent indication for the application usage to give some kind of possibilities of configuration. But this work has simply started. Maybe also time for you to check if this might be of interest for you. And then release 19 work items directly. We have only updated one. This is on proximity-based services in 5GS phase 3. And here we added impacts on AMF and NRF. And then I would like to highlight some study items in the CT area. One is on the reducing information of exposure over SBI. Then we have this IMS disaster prevention and restoration enhancements. Both are seen as nearly completed. The later one, we need some confirmation from SA2. And then we have a study on protocol of AI data collection from the UPF. And there's also a study on MIN support in EPS for 5G only national roaming UEs. Just for information that you also know, also in CT, we are doing studies on different points per release. And then release summary. The work is progressing good as far as we have the requirements received from the stage 2 or from SA. Those who have attended the SA plenaries have noted SA has declared some exceptions, and those will be also need to be covered by CT. And CT will have one face-to-face meeting in Q1 2025, which will be held in Athens. Then future consideration, as usual, I would like to remember TCA members and verticals. The number of stage 3, these 19 work items are approved, and more will come. And in the next quarter, on these issues which were not stable enough that we could agree on it in the last quarter. And also TCA should check all these work items which we had already approved or which might be approved if they reflect what TCA wants. And then also in quarter 1 in March, the plenary will start on the 12th of March, but on the 10th and 11th, there will be a 6G workshop. I give you here the short overview and the time plan for this workshop. So it will start with RAN SACT on the first morning, and after lunch, there will be then the split between RAN session and SACT sessions until the Tuesday afternoon. And in the late afternoon, we will then come together and have a joint discussion on these topics discussed. So also TCA is also invited to give their indications what they expect from 6G on a more detailed level than it was provided to the workshop in May on stage 1 issues. So here this is related to stage 2. So you are invited to give your indications on this. And deadlines for submission of these documents will be on the 17th of February. You might think it's very early, but you need to consider we are expecting a number of contributions to this workshop, and the TSC chairs have to check all these inputs and then make a detailed planning how we can cover all of them in these 2 short days. And then also there will be a dedicated folder for all these documents, and there will be also dedicated email list for distribution. And once you have registered, then you are added to this distribution list so that you are always informed on what is ongoing for this. And there will be also, it's planned to have remote access on one-way listening mode. So if you do not can attend physically, then you can at least have a chance to listen. And that completes my summary from this plenary.
Thank you very much, Peter. Definitely on the 6G workshop, we are looking forward to have our views presented. Interesting thing you mentioned that CT is running a study that brought to my mind. We have been pondering on TCCA side how control rooms should be treated, because control rooms are participants of the MCX communication, but they generally do not have SIM cards. So what would be the place to try to analyze this?
That's a good question. But when you are talking of SIM cards, we have one group which are dealing with UEs and SIM cards. Maybe this would be a good starting point to start and raise this question in CT6.
Okay, so that's obviously one of the big things, since the emergency response centers, dispatchers, they need to be as part of the communication. We have a couple other similar things. We have noticed that on 5G, it's not possible to preempt the slice. I suppose that would probably be something to talk with RAN.
Yes, first of all, it depends in if it's just a signaling to do this, or if this is then it's RAN. But when you want to have some details that needs to be triggered out of the core network and controlled by the core network and the operator, then it's the starting point is it's SA2.
SA2, and so these kind of things we are now gathering as we are using more and more the service. Thank you so much, Peter, for driving our things forward and looking after our interest. You noticed that there were a bunch of things as an action point for us to verify and come back. So please allocate resources for stage 3 work during 25 as well. How do you see, if you summarize the year 24 and the prospect for 2025, what are the main highlights maybe?
The main highlight was definitely the completion of RIS 80, which was again a challenge because we got also again some late requirements, and then we were squeezed to do this in half a year. And we have seen this, those who have followed this discussion, one of the work item we have completed in September, even when we want to do it in June, but there were 2 CRs we couldn't handle. 2 topics we couldn't handle in Q2, so we had to move it to Q3. And you see it, or have seen also on the number of corrections in the 3rd quarter, where we decided not to follow in detail the frequency of operation to make sure that we have a good status in our TSs.
Yeah.
So this was to cover all this was really a big issue at the beginning of the year.
So another reason to have resources placed in time to deal with the things that they actually come out from the pipeline in good time. With this, I'd like to thank you very much, Peter. Wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and looking forward to see you again in March after the 6G plenary. We'll see how it has gone and what our emotions are at that point of time. So thank you very much and for participating, and best of a holiday season for you as well.
Thank you. Same to you as well. And also thanks for the opportunity to give me the chance to talk to TCA members.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.